it's, when we start this process, it seems like, oh my God, 3 months, wow. And then before you know it, it's
I
over.
know it flew by. Yeah,
It really did, didn't it?
it did. It did. Yeah. And in the beginning, I didn't know what to expect at all. I just was hoping because just the moment that I saw you, heard you, and just popped up on my social media somehow, I just was like, I knew instantly. I knew there was something that I had to hear more from you. And I've had a lot of courses. I mean, I wish I could show you like all the books and videos and just counseling, just so many things that I've done. So many things. This is very unique. This is very, very different, much deeper, much more, gosh, all encompassing for me. It's just been a really huge, well-rounded experience for me.
Oh, it's
Life
great.
changing.
Oh, that's so great.
Yeah, I feel transformed. I do. And people notice it. People say it all the time. I'm making new friendships. The friendships are different and they're so drawn and attracted to me. I have a young girl in my life now that said that I'm the fun mom that she never had. And I've told you how all my daughters, all my, struggles, and it's like this girl was brought to me. I don't understand it, but she's just on my spiritual level somehow, she just got that spirit inside of her. It just feels so good for her to always be telling me these compliments and building me up, and she does it in front of my coworkers and just really gives me a boost. It's
That's
just
awesome.
amazing.
Do you remember, Brenda, when you first came to me, what was happening with you? Can you just kind of tell me how you're feeling and what was your situation?
I was feeling like I lost. I didn't know what to do. I was reaching out to counselors and divorce coaches and lawyers and multiple professional people. And for a year, I tried a bunch of different medications with a psychiatrist, and nothing was working for me. And it was really heavy. And I just felt like I needed a divorce for sure. And I didn't know how to proceed. I couldn't get the help that I was searching for. And this wasn't even, you know, you didn't say that you were going to be a divorce coach for me. But it turned out you were just like an amazing life coach for me that I was needing and searching for. I had gone online. I can't tell you all the phone calls I made. I really was searching. And I just still right now just can't believe how much it's changed my way of thinking, my way of living, and being able to cope with the worst situation I think I've ever been in. Getting out of a 30-year marriage, I was just lost. I just keep thinking how scared and lost and depressed and depleted I felt every single day. Every hour of the day, I was reaching for sugar and anything, reaching out to every person I could possibly get a hold of. And now I feel grounded. I feel this just level feeling. I don't feel these spikes and drops. And every once in a while, I will feel those things and I'll be like, oh, I don't like that. No, 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 no. Let's not do that, Brenda, and I'll just get myself back in line. And I've learned to be kind to myself. You've really driven that home in me to be very gentle with myself. So I don't then go into that whole victim, oh, I really messed up. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, poor me. All these things that I've done for years and years and years and years. Now I just feel like a different person. And my daughter is telling me, wow, you've changed, Mom. Wow, you've changed. And it feels so good to just to be that different person that I always wanted to be. And I would tell them, I don't want to be like this. I don't like being like this. And now, I just feel so different. I just feel like my emotions aren't running me. And now I feel stronger, and I feel hopeful. I feel a lot more positivity about my situation, about going forward with, got my retainer on my lawyer. I'm really set now. I'm just like, for sure, this is the right thing. I'm not questioning. We'll see how it goes. And then you sharing your experience with me helped me realize, you have to, restart sometimes. And, it's just the way life goes sometimes. And
Yeah.
so I'm not afraid of that anymore. Thank you for sharing your personal experiences,
Oh,
because it really, really helped me. And it just was so divine that you had been through this. And I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that when I signed up with this.
yeah. There's no way that I could do this work as effectively as this program is unless I did it myself. You know,
Yeah.
there's so many tools out there, so many techniques, but it's the way in which it's delivered and it's the right tools at the right time, right? That make all the
It is time. I just feel so equipped in such a different way.
yeah, yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
perfect, Brenda. Every week that you showed up, you were so committed. And I mean, I can't stress this enough. It's about showing up for yourself and
Yes.
having commitment to yourself. And instead of, being on the sidelines of your life, you have to be in the game, and you have to be in the game all the time. Sure, you can have timeouts for sure, but life is happening. So you choose how you want to engage in the game, right? But you have to be there. And you did it every single week. And we pushed through all of those
Yeah.
those blocks that came up, and we just tore them apart and found the new path. And it makes such a difference when you're open to this transformation, because it's a deep transformation, right? It's not just
Yes. Yes.
just stop smoking. It's we go deep,
Yes.
and it takes a lot of courage, which you brought every single week. And that is why you're amazing, and you're going to continue to be amazing going forward in your life. And so I wanted to ask you, do you remember at the beginning, where was it close to the beginning? I remember I was trying to remember where you actually started to feel different and things started to shift. Do you remember?
Um, I just feel like you gave me tools right away that I could start using, and it was a real immediate soothing for me. It was self-soothing that I needed to learn. And I'm trying to remember the very first ones that we did. White light, I think,
Yeah.
was
And the
the
yum.
first one. And the
Mm-hmm.
yam. Oh, the yam. How could I forget the yam? Because that was the first one.
Yeah, you
Yes,
love
and
that
I
one.
would
I remember.
always put my hand on my chest and feel the vibration. I used that one like by itself for a while. I remember that
Yeah.
was the go-to one that I would just go to. And then the white light. Yeah, those tools immediately being given to me, and even some of the tools that I already knew about, like the tapping. I had already signed up for the tapping solution. I had that on my phone. I had been doing it. And you specifically told me, that's great. Do it on your own. And you taught me how to do it on my own, which was even more personal, even more specific to what I needed at the moment. So it was such a great tool for me. I could do it anywhere, anytime, and it was me. It was with me. I didn't have to go get anything. I didn't need anything. At my daughter's house, I told you that one moment that I felt so overwhelmed, and normally I would have run away. I just went to the restroom and did it and started to feel just immediately the calm and coming over me and soothing me. And I just knew I was okay. I needed to feel okay. So I think in the beginning, you made me feel like I could feel okay. I was surprised, pleasantly surprised, that the lessons didn't overwhelm me. Even when I thought they would overwhelm me, sometimes I would see like a certain week that would have a whole lot to it. And I would be like, oh, and then I would just get into it and do it. And I have these black folders for each week. And I have this really thick black folder for a couple of weeks that I did so much work. And I was so proud of myself. And I just learned stuff about myself. Surprisingly, here I am, mid 50s, learning all this stuff about myself still and feeling so intrigued. You had me like really like curious and wanting to learn this stuff. It was all so good, so interesting. I feel like this is a total transformation. I keep thinking that how I have changed so drastically, and I wanted that change. I tried, I searched, I worked in all kinds of different ways, and I couldn't accomplish it. I wish I could pinpoint it, really like put my finger on it, had like just an exact way to express it. I don't know how to explain it fully. I just know that every step of it, every aspect of it did something to help me deep inside, something that made me feel new. I feel like a different person. It's amazing. I wish I knew how to have more beautiful, eloquent words for it. It's kind of like I don't know the exact um spirit of it, but it is like a spiritual thing. It
Yeah.
feels very spiritual to me.
Yeah.
It feels like I've found like this spirit inside of me that I think it was there, but I wasn't as aware. And I feel now just so much more aware, like I'm not walking through life searching, searching, searching. I'm walking through life like, hey, that's cool, that's beautiful. And so like happy with how I'm seeing everything so differently. And so, I always have paid attention to detail, but now I think I just appreciate more and more. I'm really like gentle and caring for myself. I feel like my best friend. I feel like I'm really learned how to care for myself, really be the love of my own life. I needed that. I really needed that. I needed to quit searching and my daughters, my sister, my everybody that I wanted, to give it to me. I mean, I don't even hardly talk about my husband anymore.
No.
I've been with him for 30 years and he's like an afterthought. I just had that thought right now when I said my daughters and my sister, they're the most precious to me. And I just didn't even think of him until I was like, wow, I just didn't say him. Like, I don't say him anymore. I don't think of him anymore and I don't need him anymore. Like,
Yeah.
he's been hurting me and I've been letting him hurt me. And now I don't do that anymore. I don't want to let anybody hurt me. I don't want to hurt myself. And I've been a real beat up myself person, but I was really thinking how much improvement I've made on that. And I hate that I did that to myself. And now I'm just so much nicer to myself. Like you said, the priority needs to be me. My number one job is me.
Yes.
And I'm so glad I learned that. So glad you taught me that. So glad it got in me so strong.
Yeah. So now, how you were feeling at the beginning to describe how you're feeling now in comparison to that.
Well, I felt like I was this little scared animal, kind of, wet and cold and in a storm. And now I feel like a butterfly floating through life. I feel beautiful. Life feels beautiful. When the storms come, I really enjoy them. Like I look at the clouds and the rain and they're pretty, and I don't feel like, oh, I'm so like I'm gonna die. I really did feel sometimes like I was gonna die. I've lived a lot of years of my life in fear, so much fear,
Mm-hmm.
just disabling fear, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't feel that way anymore. I just can't believe the difference. How I just, things will bother me, and when something bothers me, I'll catch myself ruminating on it, and I'll even be like sometimes in a conversation with a family member, and I'll be like, wow, I need to stop this, just real quickly. Usually I'll catch it and I'll be like, and sometimes that's when my family will say, Mom, you've really changed, you know? And now I'm like, you know, I maybe need to do something. Like I've got all these options instead of what I'm doing that's making me feel so bad again. Like I don't want to feel that anymore. So glad that I was so ready to stop feeling bad. And now I don't feel bad. I don't feel sad. And when I have those sad moments, I do think of you. Like you'll come into my mind, your pretty face, and I'll just see you and hear your soft tone of your voice, just saying, sweet things to me. And I'll just be like, yeah, she's right. I really need to care about myself here. I really need to be sweet to myself, just as sweet as she is. So I can kind of like, I don't know if I'm imitating you. I haven't thought of it that way before, but I think it is sort of an inspiration. It's sort of like, wow, even what you just did, like when you just did this with your hair, like I find myself like, I want to feel pretty, and I want to like, you know, you're not all glammed up or anything, but you have this natural beauty, and I have it too, and I want to believe in that, and I want to feel like I can, you know, love myself for who I am. I am beautiful. And I always have put myself down, always felt so negative about every little thing. And that's hard to go away. You still see it in the mirror and you still kind of, ooh, that's there, but I just feel different now. And I'm so glad. I'm so glad that I can feel this way. I've never done a more transformational program. I love how many aspects of myself this program has affected. My relationship with me, my coworkers, my family, the general public, my divorce, my job, my home life, my way of thinking has just had an overhaul in the most gentle, loving way. I am the love of my life. I can see the precious being that I am. That is the gift I really needed, and I am forever grateful.